Alright guys, so for today's video, I want to just go ahead and get some thoughts off my mind and kind of talk about the state of Legends a little bit and kind of some of the, I'm probably going to call this video like the harsh reality, and it's nothing so grim, it's not anything like crazy like that, but it's just like, I think people need to kind of understand where this game truly is, okay? And we're going to talk about that, and feel free to comment at any time and put your posts down below. But before we do that, I want to kind of just say rest in peace to the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! He passed away, I guess, this morning. News is over on social media and stuff like that. So huge shout out to him and his family, and thank you for the memories and childhood and all that, and throughout my childhood and all that, and just being a huge influence personally on me growing up as a kid. And it's crazy, man. The world is crazy, man. I can't even really put it into words, but yeah. So just my condolences. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to what Legends is kind of talking about here. So I want to kind of read this post and go off that. So as of July, Legends has reached its highest number of players since their release. Okay, so this is saying that since the game came out, they are now at a period in time, at a state of the game where they have their largest player base. Please allow us to express our heartfelt thank you. Also, we hope everyone is looking forward to blah, 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 reveals and stuff next week. Okay, whatever. Who cares about that last part? Also, like, I know they just gave top grossing rewards, but, like, where's the, like, I want some, like, show me something. Give me some rewards for the thank you. Maybe there is something I didn't see that came out, whatever. But it doesn't have to be CC. Please give CC. Okay, so we'll talk about top grossing too. So what they're saying is that the game is in a great state. Now, contrary to what you think, right? That's the most important thing is this anniversary. I might come back if you guys want to see it. It'll take a lot of research and kind of going back in time several years, obviously, but this might be the worst anniversary, and I don't want to be hyperbolic and say that. A lot of people are saying that. I think really it comes down to, I don't really think the third anniversary was all that great, to be honest. The second anniversary was kind of really bad, you know, so I have to kind of go back and look at it, but this might be the worst anniversary. It certainly is probably the most controversial anniversary, but again, hindsight, you know, I don't really know if the living in the moment is impacting my decision to say these things, and, you know, and a lot of people's decisions to say those things, so I'll have to look at it. But the point is, that is the general perception from the online community. Now, I emphasize online because people need to understand, not just with this game, with these games in general, yes, we can influence change. It has been shown across several games that the devs do listen to feedback. They do generally implement feedback. How quick it takes them to implement feedback, I couldn't tell you. You know, if these, sometimes, for the record, some of these changes we suggest, not just for this game, for all these games, because they all have the same general core at the end. They're all gacha games with the same mechanics in a lot of them. Some of those changes are things they were already going to do, right? And the community for these games it's there, it exists to varying degrees based on the game. But speaking on Legends specifically, I think that we need to understand that the online community is not the entire community, okay? And this, again, extends to everything, but we're talking about Legends. It's not the entire community. The sentiment online is that Legends is in a bad state. I even see hyperbolic comments like, oh, Legends is going to die. They won't make it to their 5th anniversary. They won't make it to their 6th anniversary, which, by the way, over the course of the last couple of days, a trusted leaker, I'll say, Chronicles he is somebody that people were skeptical of, but he literally leaked the entire movie, for better or worse, online, all the major plot points, the second the movie started in theaters. Not 2 hours later after seeing it, he knew everything. So that means he has inside sources. It's just that simple, whether you like him or not. He put out that Super is coming back, okay? 2023, the date could change, whatever, but Super's coming back, which means the game is not dying, okay? It wasn't going to die anyway, but that really means this game and the other game, they're gonna extend even further because the hype is going to be even higher for Dragon Ball as a medium, right? So it's going to have several years, not 1 or 2. I'm estimating this game makes it 7 years plus, okay? Just for the record. Obviously, things could change, but I'm estimating that. But the online community is a loud minority, is what I'm trying to say, okay? And the sentiment online is not the general sentiment. Now, let me kind of also say this. Legends has done things for better or worse. Like they've made a lot of changes. A lot of things are controversial. I agree, okay? I agree with a lot of the things they mentioned in the DBL action post. You know, Kawhi, and I think several people were on it. A lot of retweets and stuff like that. I saw it, okay? I agree with literally everything. But Legends in this period to kind of skew their numbers a little bit, because this is also, you would guess, their most successful time in the game as well in terms of revenue. It's hilarious to say that they kind of screwed the players over, but they had their best month ever, basically. Best players, best revenue, because we got top grossing rewards like twice, which I don't think that's happened since the first anniversary. Okay, so like I don't even know if it happened in the first anniversary. I got to go back and do my research, but like seriously, this was a huge success for them, which again, contrary to what you would hear online, it just wouldn't be that case. But they've done things to skew their numbers a little bit by, if you go back and look at the events for the anniversary, so many of them, pretty much all of them were, hey, we're giving you all this stuff, but what you have to do basically is sell your soul to Legends, right? For lack of a better term, you got to log in every day, and if you miss a day, you're not getting X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. You're not getting all this stuff. You have to play so much of this content to get all this stuff, and I don't have a problem with them cooking the books like that, because every game is going to try to do that. It's just to how big of a degree are they going to do that. Legends went a little overboard, right? Like I'm saying. So they skewed some of these things and forcing you to log in and stuff like that to really keep the number of players at a constant. And also, people need to understand, you may quit the game, but every single day there are new players that come to the game. Now, how long they stay, that again, it's a revolving door. This is the general theme for gacha games. They're all revolving doors. Okay, you may quit, 5 more people join. 2 of those people quit, 5 more people join. Then it's a revolving door. This is why they're able to achieve such success. Now, speaking of success, a model citizen of success, not without their faults over the years, okay, but Dokkan has seen its ups and downs, but they have always been consistent. They're now currently having their global 7th year anniversary, and in about 4 or 5 months, whatever it is, they'll have their Japanese 8th anniversary. So that game has been successful, and it's been around for a very long time. A lot of games are never going to ever see 7 years, okay? Like I said, I'm estimating Legends will, but they may cut it shy at like 6, who knows? But nonetheless, Dokkan is a model of success, okay? Now, that's not to pit this game versus that game, because, again, that's the dumbest argument ever, because it's Bandai making money. It's not like it's freaking, I don't know, Bandai versus Konami and they have this game. Like, it's not, you can't really, it's all going to the same people. Who cares? Who cares if you think one game is better than the other? It doesn't matter. The point is, this game has access to a nice baseline to go ahead and follow, which is what I'm kind of thinking of. And I think personally that this is a good thing. Yes, on the surface, it's a good thing. You want to have as many players playing your game as possible. If you're them and if you're us, you want to have as many people, different faces playing the game, so you can, interact with other people online or come across different people in PvP, which you generally are going to do anyway. But you want to have a nice player base so your game is healthy, right? Now, the scary part about this is how much of what they did in this anniversary is going to translate outside of this anniversary to the next one, or even potentially Legends Festival at the end of the year, right? So the first part of the anniversary was 10 times worse than the second part, okay? Because the reason why is because this game, and again, I somebody that plays a lot, I'll tell you, it's not just this game. The whole, it feels like, not all of them, but it feels like a lot of mobile games are really trying to push the limits right now. And what I mean by that is they're trying to introduce things just to see how people are reacting to it. It's definitely a business strategy right now to see if we can, push the envelope. We're going to give you more expensive transactions, things like that. For example, I play Marvel Strike Force every day. Probably play that game the most, seriously. But 4 or 5 months ago, there were almost never like $100 transactions in that game. You would see them every couple of months, whatever the case is, big transactions. But there's literally $100 transaction every week, and what that's doing is the perception of the content in that game is, if you buy these things at X amount of dollars, they're tricking you to think that this content is worth that amount of money. And it's the same thing every game does, really, with their microtransactions. But the idea is they're showing you these things more often. They're pushing the limits of what they were doing before. And Legends did something similar. Like I said, they cooked the books this anniversary, because if you look at the part 1 of the anniversary, that entire celebration was really bad, but really bad because it was extremely time and money intensive, okay? To really so like they said, okay, we're gonna give you all these things, right? And in order to compete in these things, you had to give up all your time, like I was saying earlier, and you had to log in every day, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. But the undertone for all of that is you also had to have X, Y, and Z characters, and not only have them, but having them at higher star levels, which again is them pushing the limit, because these things are things they've done, but they took it to a whole nother level when you saw the amount of difference in what you got for having higher limit breaks on these characters. And it really felt bad if you couldn't even get guaranteed drops. Okay, now the second anniversary, this is where things are funny. They tuned all of that back. They gave guaranteed drops. They even made sure to let you know, if you read the post, you will get guaranteed drops this time. Whoop-de-doo. But that was them, an example of them pushing the limits to see what they could get away with. Okay, now the thing is, that change was perceived as being a feedback-oriented change. I do think that there was some feedback involved in that, but I also am skeptical. I think that was a change they were going to make anyway. Okay, I think that they wanted to see what they could get away with as a one-time thing, and I don't know how much it'll truly extend to the anniversary. But what I will tell you, or for the following anniversaries, what I will tell you is be on the lookout, because this is an omen of things to come. This means that they are either going to take one of two paths. Let's see what they do first. Let's give them, I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what they do. They could either, basically with having a reset, this is a reset for them, okay? The game has been successful, hasn't been successful as its Dragon Ball counterpart, but so what? It's doing great. It's doing great in and of itself, better than a lot of games on the market. It's in the top probably like 1 to just 3% in sales all the time, so perfect. For games in its genre market, it's perfect. It's fine. It's not going anywhere. But this is a reset because you have your best and biggest player base since launch. You could either continue some of these same practices, which ironically got you here, so this is why they might continue to do it, or you can try to better your game and hope that these people stick around, which I don't know why they wouldn't if the game's better, right? The thing is, at the end of the day, this game is a multi-million-dollar game ran by, I'm presuming, I don't know the numbers, but I'm presuming Bandai is a billion-dollar company. If they're not, they're probably really close. I don't know the numbers, but ran by a mega corporation at the end of the day. And this game is a game. Sure, it is there for fun as a core purpose. However, with the undertone, the major goal of generating revenue, which is fair. There are people that work on this game. Those people deserve to get paid. Obviously, we paid. Hey, this game hitting top grossing in stores is paying a lot more than their salaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, Goresh has probably paid some people's entire, just Goresh alone, my guy, has probably paid some people's entire salary for several years, their pension, their kids. Seriously, not to that degree, but like seriously. So the game is here to make money, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish with this, okay? If you thought the game wasn't doing good, it is. If you thought that the anniversary wasn't very good, you're open to that opinion, and I don't personally think it was that great, especially with the things that I mentioned throughout this video. But from their end, this is the most important thing. This is why I say that community matters, but not as much as you would like it to. From their end, this anniversary was a major success. Think about that. A major success. Okay? This is their best period ever since the launch of the game. Think about what is released in this game, how hype some of these moments have been over the years. They're telling us right here. There's no reason to lie on this. Who cares? They're telling us this is their most successful period since launch, which is when a game is at its absolute peak. They will never, well, apparently they will, but you almost can never hit that again. Okay? Obviously, with like games like Dokkan that have had sustained excellence for X amount of years, you can sustain a good player base, and you know they're fine. But you know what I'm saying? Like, these games, this hype surrounding them is at an apex, right? So, a major success. That's the harsh reality. You may hate the game, you may think it's gonna die, which it won't. Not anytime soon. Certainly not next year. People were saying it wouldn't even make it to the 5th. Okay, come on, seriously. Where's the game gonna go? In a year? Really? They're going to announce that it's closing in like 3 months right after Legends Festival or whatever? They're going to say, oh, yeah, the game's closing, by the way. We won't make it to the 5th. Seriously? Anyways, And then, like I said, the undertone for all that is that the anime's coming back. They've got movies. Apparently, they're going to do movies every couple of years. This is a big deal for Dragon Ball as a whole, which obviously extends to this game, right? All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap there. I went off on a couple tangents. Actually, a good fun fact, a couple of times I had a thing I was going to go on about, but kind of forgot it because I got stuck in a separate tangent. But I played it off. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Click on one of the videos on the screen, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.